Stanza 1. Blue is the Persian color of mourning. Hafiz compares the weeping lovers clad in robes of grief to a bed of violets, and as the violets bow their heads when the wind passes over them, so they bow down when their mistress passes by with flowing curls. Stanza 3. Erdogan says, the Syringa persica are Persian lilac. Wonderful scented plant to have around. I haven't actually grown one of those little trees, but in the early spring, before it comes into leaf, it's covered with buds, a beautiful reddish purple color. Kisser, the green, the green one, a prophet whom the Muslimin got down with Phineas, Elias, and St. George. They don't really confuse it, but people trying to interpret it and put it back into the books traditions, perhaps, saying that his soul passed by etem psychosis successfully through all three. He discovered the fountain of life and drank of it, thereby by making himself immortal. It is said that he guided Alexander the same fountain, which lay in the land of darkness. It was he too for whom Moses set out to seek. When he had been informed by God that Al-Qadr was wiser than he found him seated on a rock at the meeting of the two seas and followed him for a time, learning wisdom from him. As is related in the 18th chapter of Al-Quran, his name signifies green. Wherever his feet rested, the earth was covered with green herbs. Hafiz looked upon the prophet Al-Qadr as one of his special guardians. About 4 Persian miles from Shiraz, there is a spot called Pir-e-Sabz, the old green man. Whosoever should pass 40 nights in it without sleeping, on the 40th night, Al-Qadr would appear to him and confer upon him the immortal gift of song. And Islam does not teach us to stay up all night, ever really. It may happen, but, even in Ramadan, the Prophet would get a little sleep and, maybe an hour and then get back to it, but whatever. But we can't help but think that the green man thing came into Europe through the ancient Persians. Hafiz, in his youth, fell in love with a beautiful girl of Shiraz called Shak-e-Nahat, and in order to win her heart, he determined to meet Al-Qadr and receive from him the art of poetry. For 39 mornings, he walked beneath the windows of Shak-e-Nahat. At noon he ate, and then he slept. And at night, he kept watch, undismayed by the terrible apparition of a fierce lion, which was his nightly companion. At length, on the 40th morning, Shak-e-Nahat called him into her house and told him that she was ready to become his wife, for she preferred a man of genius to the son of a king. She would have kept him with her, but Hafiz, though he had gained his original end, was now filled with desire to become a poet, and insisted upon keeping his 40th vigil. That night, an old man dressed in green garments came to him and brought him a cup of the water of immortality.